No, there's no fears. Okay. We do not bite. In fact, the closer you get, you might get a massage from me.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Oh my!
It's very great to meet you, Garret. And I wanted to ask you about Timeless. I know that you kind of got a chance to meet Harry Kim sort of all grown up, and it was. Did you wish you could have done more of that? Or just tell me about Timeless, like what it was like that episode, or anything you got?
Timeless was great just because it did give me that opportunity to play Kim as he was, and then Kim in the future, to really add some color to that character. Because I'll tell you, the beginning of the show, when we all got cast in our character, we had a lunch with Rick Berman, the executive producer, and Rick said, "Congratulations on being cast on Star Trek Voyager. You guys are the best of all the actors that auditioned for this. And I would like to tell all of you that are human characters, I need you to underplay your roles. I need you to underplay them, because this is the only way to make the aliens look real." And I sat there going, what? Underplay? And so what they wanted was, they wanted a little bit stiffer, more military-like, and almost more two-dimensional, you know? So there's some people that watch the beginning of Voyager, and they'll say, oh, those guys suck as actors. But in reality, they didn't give us a chance to expound upon, you know, our acting ability. Like, let's say an actor has a range from A to Z of different ways he can play something. But on Voyager in the beginning, Berman was like, you can act A to B, that's it. No C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, none of that. Just stick it like that. So when Timeless came around, I was able to actually do something with that, you know? And I remember reading some blogs where some fans were like, wow, he can act! You know, like, oh my gosh, you know? And actually that was the episode where Bob Picardo first realized that I could act. I had a big scene with him, and he goes, after they go, cut, he goes, Garret? I don't say. That was fantastic. I went, thanks, Bob. I've been your passenger for 5 years now, you know, but it's okay, you know. So Timeless was great because I could stretch my wings a little bit. Yeah. Hello.
Out of all the episodes of Voyager, which one was your favorite?
Okay, my favorite episode of Voyager is either Caretaker at the beginning, which I thought was a great pilot first episode for any Trek, and we got to meet each other. It was a great. That was one of my favorite. Timeless, obviously, the 100th episode, and then my other favorite is Tinker, Tenor, Doctor, Spy, only because of that scene in the briefing room where all the women of Voyager are flirting with the Doctor. That was just that was the best. So thank you, and don't fall. Okay. Hi, young ma'am.
I was wondering, are you guys ever going to do an episode where it gets voted?
That's so funny. I actually, when you came up, I just kept, the only thing that came into my mind was, I have underwear older than you. That's what are we doing anything? What was your question? Am I going to do an episode where I get promoted? No, probably not. I think I'm just an instant until, maybe Renegades will promote me, so we'll look into that. But thank you for your question, though. Okay. Aww. But it's great, whenever I have 20-something-year-old fans that walk up to the signing table, they're like, I was 4 when Voyager started. Don't tell me that again.
Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you. Something that I've asked pretty much anybody who I've met at any con is, how does watching a show versus working on a show color your perception of it when you watch it? So, to put that in perspective, right, we as fans, when we see the show, we see it after it's been edited and produced and the special effects are in. If you're sitting there and you're watching an episode, like say Timeless or anything else, are you able to enjoy it the same way that we the fans are, or is your perception colored by, oh yeah, right after like the scene in the movie we were talking about in Tinker, Tenor, Doctor, Spy, you come back and say, oh that was so funny, and you kind of lose sight of what's going on in the episode?
Good question. Well, it takes more than one viewing for me. Okay, to start out, just to preface this, I've always been into science fiction, but from the age of 9 on, I was a science fiction fan. At 9 years old, or 8 years old, I saw 1977, the original Star Wars. I saw that, and that hooked me to sci-fi forever. But when I watch either a TV show or a film that's science fiction, the first time I watch it with a critical eye. I cannot I can only watch it with a critical eye. I can't enjoy it because I sit there and I watch the camera moves, I watch the directing, I watch the acting, I watch the, you know, the wardrobe, I watch everything from a technical standpoint. And the second time, my mind releases a little bit and I'm able to kind of enjoy it, but it usually takes a third viewing for me to just be a fan and just watch, you know, so, yeah, good question. Thanks, brother.
First of all, my shoulders are a little tight. Start blowing in my ear. Several years ago, I had the privilege a friend of mine is a good friend of Ben's Mallow, the stunt coordinator.
Yeah, the stunt coordinator. Yeah.
And so they invited me to come and visit the set for a day, which was really awesome. Unfortunately, you weren't there that day.
Ah, you missed it.
But it was the episode that Joel Gray was in.
Right, Joe Frank, sure.
And what I was wondering is, who were your favorite guest stars to work with?
Ooh, that's a good one. Favorite guest stars, probably Tom Morello, guitarist from Rage Against the Machine. Actually, Jason Alexander wasn't too bad from Seinfeld. Andy Dick is the future doctor. That guy's nuts. Okay, all I can say is I remember somebody called me up and said, have you opened up Los Angeles Magazine this month? I go, well, why? You and Andy Dick are in a photo together. I'm like, oh no. So I opened it up. It's a publicity photo from the opening of Star Trek The Experience in Vegas. And it's basically Andy Dick and I sitting at a table with this warp core breach drink in between us, and we each have a straw in the same drink. I know. And it's just sort of like, it so looked like we were dating. It's oh my gosh. But I think those guys are, oh, you know, the coolest guest star, and he wasn't really a guest star, he didn't have lines. We got a memo one day, and it said, dear Voyager actors, next week on set we will have His Royal Highness Prince Abdullah of Jordan as an extra. So he came on set, and the scene was with Neelix and I. Neelix is talking to somebody, I'm in the background with the prince basically, and we're just kind of like, we have no lines, we have no dialogue, but background actors typically just move their mouths to make it look like they're talking. So I remember I get on the set and I said, Your Highness, nice to meet you, and he's like, he's a normal guy, speaks perfect English, and I said, is everything okay? And he's like, I'm really nervous, you know, because he's a huge fan of Star Trek. He said, I'm really, really nervous. I said, okay, let me help you out. We don't have to say anything. We're going to be pretending like we're saying something. So to make it look like there's some life going on, so that we're not just going, you have to actually think about something. So as the camera comes around, I'm going to start moving my mouth like I'm telling you a story. I want you to think about something a funny story that your friend, your general, someone told you in the last few months that made you laugh, okay? Do you have anything like that? He's like, I got something. I said, all right. As you feel the camera come onto you, I'm going to stop talking. I'll stop moving my mouth. That's the punchline. And I want you to react naturally to that. Try to remember like you've never heard it before the first time and react naturally. So if you watch the episode, you see me going, the prince is watching me, the camera hits his face, he goes, that was it. So. Nick?
You mentioned Rage Against the Machine. You guys be in one of their music videos.
I wasn't in one of their music videos. That's a Wikipedia boo-boo. I mean, Wikipedia is full of errors. And actually, on the website, my bio here, they took it straight off of Wikipedia. There's a quote on there from me, evidently. It says, Garret has been looking into doing producing and directing because according to him, quote, ambition doesn't always match talent, or talent doesn't always match ambition. I said, where the hell would I write that? That's ridiculous, you know? Huh? No. So, no Rage Against the Machine video, no, some of these quotes are, so I went ahead and changed everything on Wikipedia. Yeah. So just so you guys know, it's not, everything in Wikipedia is not true, so.
It isn't?
So first off, Voyager is actually my top, my favorite of the Star Trek, and then it's
Sweet.
So I've been reading the Kristen Bear Voyager books.
Yes.
Have you read them?
No, I have a lot of them in my library at home, but I have not read them. You're telling me to read them.
I ask you about what you thought of Harry's expansion of his character in that book.
Since I have no way to answer that, what do you think of Harry's expansion?
Well, since B'Elanna and the Baker and Tom run.
Oh, they do? I didn't know that. Okay, cool. I gotta check that out.
Borg are gone.
Right.
Everything.
Oh, the Borg out of there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, what was your favorite Captain Proton memory?
When I got to, my favorite memory was just that we were walking through the landscape and there's one other enemy guy, and when I shot him, I twirled the gun and blew off the smoke kind of thing, and that was my homage to old westerns. So I got to throw that in, to do that stuff. But honestly, the favorite memory would be just any time we filmed Proton, because it was a chance to not wear that horrible wool blend Starfleet uniform that they gave us to wear. It was so hot and itchy, and those uniforms are made to look perfect standing up. There's little stirrups on the bottom, to go underneath your shoes, so they're completely tight when standing. But when you sit, it pulls in all the wrong places. I'm single now. I haven't gotten married yet. I don't have any kids, but I'm telling you right now, if I find out that I'm sterile, I am suing Paramount Studios for all their work if I can't have kids.
Sounds great to meet you.
Hi.
And I just wanted to know what Captain Janeway's personality was like off screen.
She's very, very funny. I mean, because the way she played Janeway, you see this is a tough, Ripley-like character almost, and you don't think that she has a sense of humor. But what a lot of people don't know is that first season, the Voyager producers made us reshoot a lot of the scenes when they felt like we put too much emotion into it. And what none of you know is that first year, Janeway, Kate Mulgrew had to reshoot probably 34 to 40 scenes where they said, nope. There were times where Janeway was tearing up. She was crying the first season. No tears. She had a little too much emotion here. No, can't do that. And I was thinking, why are you limiting the emotion of the human characters? We're human, for God's sakes, If you watch the original series and you're a fan of the original series, part of the best thing about the original series is watching the banter amongst the characters of them being human, at the end of the show or the beginning of the show. And it really bummed me out that they didn't let us have that, ability to stretch out a little bit. But yeah, Kate Mulgrew off the set is very funny. She's a funny lady. And I remember one day, we used to play tape ball games. We'd take this electrician's tape, gaffer's tape, we'd roll it up into a big ball, and it would be Tupac and I just trying to beat each other, and then we try to hit Paris too. So it was a triangle of death, basically, from tape balls. And one day, and I would admit this, I'm not very good in terms of my aim. Sometimes it comes off. So I threw it, I was trying to hit Tupac, and as I threw it, a curveball happened, and it hit Janeway in the back of the head, right? And so I'm sitting at operations, and right when it hit her head, I went, I got below my console like I wasn't there, Oh my God, I'm gonna get fired by that. I hit Janeway in the back of the head. And so I come up really slowly, and I see her waiting. That's a good sense of humor,
As a sci-fi fan as a kid, what was your first crush? What first made you really
My
like
first crush on a character?
Yeah.
Princess Leia, yeah. To this day, if a woman comes up wearing Princess Leia buttons, I'm like, hi, what's your name? You're like, cool. Okay, so.
Oh, the question was, the holodeck episodes always looked as fun to shoot.
Yes.
Are they fun to shoot, or is it just something that you just have to pretend?
No, they're fun to shoot because, again, we get to wear a wardrobe other than our Starfleet uniforms, So the Irish town, and this is something that I should have just did it. So many things where I asked for permission and was a good employee, I should have just did. One of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to do an Irish accent in Fairhaven, and they were like, nah. And I thought, what, that's not fair, because the Next Gen, I think, in some of their holodeck sequences, they got to do accents, I said, I would have been so happy to have done an Irish accent. And me growing up, my idol growing up was Rich Little, the impressionist, right? So everything he did, I thought was, if I can do that accent, if I can do President Reagan, if I can do Jimmy Carter, I'm going to be... And so I love that. And the fact that they said, no, we I don't need you to do an Irish accent. That bummed me out. Then there was that episode where, remember, the doctor was in 7 of 9, right? So 7 of 9, and then, of course, every time any character on Voyager gets to do an impersonation of another character, they put Kim in the background to make him suffer. I'm watching it. Should be me doing the doctor right now. Oh, so upset. Okay, next. Huh? Maybe later. Okay. Go ahead. Hi. And you're my fellow Asian. What's that? Oh. I was the reason you kept on going? That's awesome. Thank you. Oh, she's gonna come here. How we're getting right now, cheering up, this is how I was at Calgary Expo, and I got the opportunity. Someone said, listen, the moderator for Stan Lee dropped out, so would you like to do that? So I'm sitting this close to Stan Lee, moderating him, and I'm starting to tear up going, oh my God, this is Stan Lee! Well, I understand. I'm tearing up now, so talking about it. Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you
Yes.
what your favorite holiday
Favorite holiday sequence, I think it was probably doing the Fairhaven bit, because, you know, the whole thing with kissing the cow and everything, and just dressing up in those costumes, it was so fun, so I really enjoyed that. Sandrine's bar, that was kind of cool, the pool, we got to play shoot pool, you know, and every time, and it's cool because they have an actual, the set is, you know, like a bar, and we got to kind of hang out, which was fun, so I like that one too. Yes?
So I know, like, something in the American Voyager, like, especially with cable, it's really hard for her and she was like,
Yeah. It wasn't that difficult for me because I didn't have any kids. I didn't, you know, it was, for me, it was dealing with the fact that there were 9 series regulars. When you have 9 series regulars and you have 24 some odd episodes per season, you're only getting about 2-point-something episodes that revolve around your character. Thank you. And you just don't get any momentum going. So the hardest thing for me was to stay focused, knowing that for 22 of the episodes, I'm saying Shield's down to 30% captain, you know, and it's just kind of monotonous and positional. So that was my biggest problem, I think. It just came to mind. Do you guys remember when Harry gets sucked out of the airlift, airlock, and then B'Elanna's like, Harry! And then this is the best part. She goes, Captain, and then she goes, go ahead, B'Elanna. And then B'Elanna goes, Harry's dead! And Jamie goes, what about decks 5 through 7? She just said Harry's dead! I'm not the janitor on board. I might be like the night manager at 7-Eleven, but hey, come on! You give it a little bit more respect. What about decks 7 and 9? I'm like, okay. Oh, was that it?
That was.
I know, by the way, I am the duplicate Kim. I'm not the real Kim, so.
Like the conscience of the ship.
I am the conscience of the ship.
Harry's going out there, and
Yes.
so it shows.
That's about right.
But the question is, current date, what is your favorite science fiction series from you?
My favorite science fiction series right now, you know, it's very funny because when this show came out, I didn't watch any of it because I kept thinking, why am I going to watch a Jim Henson Muppet, okay? But I, as the MC, the Master of Ceremonies for FedCon, the largest European convention, that's one of my jobs that I do. I try to be a well-informed Master of Ceremonies. So this year, we had Ben Browder and Claudia Black from Farscape. So I sat there and I said, I'm just going to watch the first episode of all these shows that I haven't watched. Well, I watched the first episode of Farscape, then the second, then the third, and I binge-watched. I watched all 88 episodes in 2 weeks, and Peacekeeper Wars, and I said, this is phenomenal. This is amazing sci-fi. So I'm a big Farscape fan right now, for sure. Thank you. I'm just going to give you a hug. Okay, we're done.
So I also.
Are you in trouble? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, you're just from your book, John? No.
It's more like the bounty hunter.
Oh, Bounty Hunter. Okay, got it. I'm sorry. I just saw the Star Wars album.
Her
Sorry.
mic is off. Yeah, the mic is not working.
So, also being a girl who grew up with a crush on you, I was 18 by the final episode. So. And I also have a dog named Milana. Rottweiler, so I thought it was really appropriate.
And our hamster's Harry.
I wanted to know if you, Garret Wang,
Wang.
sorry, were an officer on Voyager, what department, besides the obvious promotion, you do multiple, what department would you want to work in?
Wow. Good question. I think I'd rather have a $2 job. I'd rather be head of security. That'd be fun for me. Yeah, I'd like that. Or head of entertainment. Head of ship, I could be Julie, the cruise director.